place. And it's a horrible situation out there. And when you say the public safety of, you know, the surrounding residents, I mean, the police have been down there so many times. Just 3 weeks ago, there was 3 police cars, a rescue, and a fire truck. I mean, they're constantly going in the campground. I think we have something like 43 pages of times that the police have been down to the campground. We haven't seen that kind of traffic probably in a neighborhood in 10 years. And you say that there's nothing wrong. Eventually something's gonna blow up out there because there's no CO inspections. People just come in, they hook up to the water, and they hook up to the sewers, and then if they don't pay the rent, they pull the meter and they turn the water off. Get out. And he's been into court because he's actually moved trailers up in the road going out just to tell them to get out of the field. I mean, it's a bad situation, and it shouldn't be allowed because it's in the ordinance. It says no year-round residency. And these people are year-round residency, and the taxpayers of Coventry, we got kids going to school, and it's not fair that we pay taxes and they don't.
Well, we're going
to look into it, thank you.
Anyone else, general comments? You point to, okay, I had the gentleman back, but that's okay.
Good evening.
Good evening, Janice Stenson, 670 Nadia Road. So first, just a general note for all of you sitting up here. I've said it before. During district reports, each of you are given time to report events, goings-on, concerns for your district. It's important for your district constituents to know that you're listening and addressing their concerns. It's also important that you equally show interest. Show, if not concern, at least fake some interest to the reports of your co-councilmen and women. This goes to all of you, everyone sitting up on the panel. I mean, we sit back here, all of us, everyone watching the video, all of the audience, we sit here, we watch your behaviors. You exasperate us. You exasperate me, obviously. Our children watch you. They watch you roll your eyes. They watch you look away and ignore the person speaking, whichever one of you it is. And I'm sorry, but you all do it. That's not respectful. That's not professional. That's not what we should be showing anyone outside of our town. That shouldn't be showing your town, but you shouldn't be showing anyone outside of our town either. That's just horrible. I'm sorry. This is not the exemplary or even minimally respectful behavior that I expect of my district councilman, nor any of you. I do get passionate about speaking up for residents, especially when it appears, in my opinion, that the elected officials are not speaking on their behalf. I will try my best, really try, not to allow you to annoy me as much. I'd like you all as well to pledge that you will act more professionally as you represent our town. Okay, so getting on. Graham Waters. We pay you a salary, approximately $120,000 or so. Are you responsible to oversee any of the other town departments?
Yes.
You are, okay. So do you oversee the DPW director?
I do.
You do. So you're his boss, he's not yours.
Correct.
Okay. He doesn't oversee you. Does he oversee the clerks in your office? No. Okay. So you are the town manager. It is your responsibility to make sure that things are done accordingly.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Did you instruct the DPW director to perform 32 hours of work to do clerical duties at his 6-figure salary?
I don't know.
You don't know. That's something that you should know whether you did instruct him or not. Okay. Did you, I can tell you, and actually the woman next to you, I'm sorry, Debbie Lavoy, can tell you that a records request that I requested, the answer back from the DPW director was that it was going to take him numerous hours to research the files. That is not something that a DPW director at a six-figure salary should ever be doing. Correct?
Correct.
It falls upon you. Because I know that you are aware of that. Because the email was also forwarded to you. You are fully aware that a request to pull a file, he says, is going to take 32 hours to do. If it takes him 32 hours to do that, he shouldn't be there. It takes a clerical secretary, maybe a few hours. If you are ultimately responsible for him. If you are instructing him or allowing him to do so, then you are mismanaging this town administration. Absolutely. So that's all of our wasted tax dollars. In the town council discussion regarding the white maintenance vehicle engine repair, to quote your words, you were instructed by the DPW director that the place he found is the only place to repair it. You also said that you wanted to look at another place and that there was no other place at all that would do that work. But obviously other people up on this panel did their own work when they didn't have to and shouldn't have to, because they entrust you, the town manager, to make sure it is done correctly. And obviously, based on your words, you're getting your instructions from the DPW director. That's not how it's supposed to run. So therefore, maybe he or someone else in his place should be making your salary. I'm sorry, but if you did that anywhere else, in any other business, you would be gone.
Thank you, ma'am.
So my
We're not here
question is,
to
who is the town
drill the
manager?
town manager right now, all
Who
right?
runs the town?
Public comment, and that's good.
And I don't expect that you have
All
the
right.
authority to ask, so maybe you'll have to ask someone else to instruct you on the answer. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else before we adjourn? Yes, sir, in the rear. Good evening again.
Good evening.
Name and address one more time for the record.
Chris Anderson, this time I'll use my personal address, 2115 Harkney Hill Road.
Thank you.
The truck. For what it's worth, I had a 1996 diesel engine rebuilt at Simplex in Providence. It cost me $6,000. I don't know why you need to buy a new one when we could rebuild the one you have. In any event, as to Mr. Colwell's comments, I did a few follow-ups and perhaps to share some information that wasn't being shared when the campground was being discussed before. I can't help but notice the irony of Mr. Colwell complaining about things that were done for decades under his family's management of the same property. He mentioned repeated visits by the police. Let's ask the police. In fact, I think they gave you a report, and the police said, this is a fine operation in town. We don't have a problem with the visits coming to this place. We want people to call us if there's a problem. So I appreciate the comment, but maybe we could go right to the source and ask them. I think they've already provided a report. The two students in the schools, I appreciate the comment about taxpayers having to pay for students in the schools. First of all, I believe your report was that they were temporary. This happens all the time. Had you asked us, we could have addressed the two students because we know who they are. We'll share that information as far as we know it. If the school can't provide that information, yes, we believe, in fact, it's only one. There was a transient situation. A grandmother took in her kids for a momentary period of time because it needed to happen. We'll provide more information we can about the two students we know. I would like to mention the tax issue. I agree with you. Taxes pay for the schools. This land is being taxed at a business tax rate. Many of the trailers, the personal property tax is being collected. If you were to do a cost-benefit analysis of what the town gets for that campground versus what it would get if there were house lots with students in it, you would find you were getting far more money off that property than you would be otherwise. And if a couple of transient students come in now and then, that's not going to change the math there. It's been mentioned mail is an indication of residency. Wasn't the report that mail wasn't going there? It was going to the offices of the property? It's a business. The campground gets mail. I think the suggestion that residency is based on mail was just disproven because mail does not go to the campground. Oh, and finally, I've been hearing now for 2 years, this council misstate that they were denied access to Water's Edge Campground as a town council. Nothing could be further from the truth. This started with a number of phone calls between the town manager and myself, who represented Mr. Bamford. And rather than go back and forth on the phone, I came into Mr. Hoover. I said, Mr. Hoover, here's a letter. I said, all we're asking is why? What are we going to accomplish at this meeting? Why are we doing it? And I got a response letter back from Ms. Izzo at Mr. Gorham's firm saying, you know what? Forget it. We're not interested in doing a meeting there anymore. You turned us down. I have it in writing. We never denied you access, and in fact, I was present with Mr. Bamford. I was there with you, in fact, Ms. Carlson, when you went and toured the campground with us. You were not denied access. That's absolutely not true. That's true. It was before that. It was also an open invitation. Anytime you want to come down, Mr. Bamford said, you are welcome to come down to this property. And when the town council as a group asked to go, we didn't say no. We never said no. I did all this in writing, and I defy you to show me that writing where I said, no, you are not welcome to come to this campground. Did not happen. I would appreciate it if that misrepresentation would stop being made. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else, public comment? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn. A second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Good evening. Drive careful.
Be careful.
Carefully, driving is a verb. Verb.